are at match point here. And a lot of it just comes down to, yes, there's general poor play coming in from individual players, but you have Quid that's playing incredibly. You have Zven and Jensen who are having really good games. So like, I think really just being able to play as well as possible while making shifts in your draft. So far, Rumble, Nasus, Ivern, still holding true.
Right. I mean, these bans are the same as they were in game 2, which was the last time 100 Thieves was blue side. The first pick is now different, though. Instead of the Rel being first pick, it's Amumu. Because we thought the switch from Dignitas FUD was going to be they take Senna Amumu.
Right.
It's actually been preempted.
Right. And I think it's a lot better than just first picking Rel, for sure. If you're gonna, I don't think that Dignitas is ever gonna pick Rel away from you. So I think taking Amumu away was probably better than letting the enemy team have Amumu with Senna. So yeah, it looks like they're just gonna lock in Yone. They played well with it game 2. They're probably just gonna lock it in. If I had to guess.
They could just go Yone Rel again if they want to. They've just changed the order of their 1, 2, 3, but it would be exactly the 1, 2, 3 with the same bands that they had in game 1, and that's the change.
I like
have a
that.
Ziggs.
I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah, I think it's a lot better for sure. Ziggs is a very annoying champion, especially with swaps and all the rotations. You can really blow up in the game.
Yeah, and it gives them range. Like that was even though 100 Thieves ended up winning the game where they played Yone into Moakai Senna, I just really hated the idea of it. And just barring Dignitas playing better than the game that they just had at that moment, I think they'd play out that comp well. Now that's going to be another Kalista for Zven. So
3rd game in a row.
Exactly. You've been doing quite well on it, so going to put it right back on them.
I would imagine if you're Dig, you would ban Rel, I would think, just to change things up.
Yeah.
Unless, what do you think the best pairs for the Ziggs lane are?
I mean, I think Rel is fine. I think Leona ban possibly, but at the same time, like, these champions aren't super important. Possibly just banning a top laner is better. And that looks like what they're gonna do. I'm not really sure if you're probably just gonna send top lane to 5P, right? Because you know that Yone is mid lane. Just gonna pick your mid lane on 4 and then just send top to 5 and hopefully get a decent matchup for top lane. I'm not sure if maybe 100 Thieves is gonna be looking to swap just because they're playing as Kalista, Senna, and Ziggs. It's a pretty hard lane to have control over.
Yeah, and if I'm Dignitas, I'm looking for a 4th pick Ksante. Now you're not dealing with a Poppy anymore. It's also really good if you get put in a swap situation. And they banned the Renekton.
Yeah, they also banned the Renekton.
That makes sense.
Pretty clear.
The last time they were in a very similar situation, they picked the Ksante over the Renekton. Sniper then had a really good Renekton game.
Right.
He had that 1v2 bot lane kill where he was able to take out the Senna Kalista lane. So this puts a lot of pressure on 100 Thieves to ban or give Ksante.
Yeah, and I think it's possible they give Ksante, and I know Sniper likes Camille, which he might opt into, but at the same time, the swap at that point is not as good for you. It looks like they're just going to be giving Ksante away on 4 and picking something into it. I'm not sure. I mean, he might just opt into Olaf again. I mean, it was an unfortunate game for Olaf that game, and it's also a lot easier to play Olaf into not Smolder, so he might just be okay with it.
I mean, a lot of discussion here from Zven on this pick, so maybe the Ksante is not a foregone conclusion, but there it is. No surprises for us.
Right. Interested to see what they think of as an answer.
Yeah.
Really sure.
Because Jensen knows he's playing against Yone anyway, so that was a debate of whether or not there's an actual good answer to the Ksante that they wanted to pull out.
Camille would be nice for backline access alongside setting up for Ziggs ulti too. So there's a lot that Camille can actually set up for. Some people would just go Gnar here, but that'd be pretty fun. See what Sniper has to pick here.
Pull something out. The Riven.
Please.
Riven. The Aura. Something.
Anything.
Lock in a champion, at least. Okay, it's just going to be Olaf, probably, yeah.
How do you feel about the Olaf so far?
I mean, I do think Olaf is a good pick here.
Okay, Camille. There it is.
There you go. Yeah, so, I mean, Camille makes, I think, a little bit more sense. It does make the swap a little bit harder, but Camille can also be very useful in the swap if you find a way to, like, E onto the enemy mid laner when you're, like, crossing, stuff like that. It can be pretty good at that because of the shield, so we'll see if he can execute on the Camille. It's a lot harder to play than the Olaf, especially in, competitive. So I hope Sniper plays it well, but I do think it's quite a good pick.
Yeah, Jensen also trying to get the maximum amount of range with Hwei. He's had some good Hwei performances in especially spring playoffs. He had a decent game of it, I believe, in the last round, even in a losing effort. But that's that strange balance of this dig comp that we've seen where Jensen wants to wait a long time and Zven wants to play right away.
Right.
We'll see how they navigate that. Final thoughts, Fudge, on the favorite for this game?
Honestly, I kind of like 100 Thieves' draft a little bit more, just because of the Camille pick. I think as long as it's executed well by Sniper, I think it can really, really carry this game.
Looking forward to it. Put up or shut up here for Sniper on the Camille. Casters, take it away.
Thank you.
It seemed like something the 100 Thieves want to prioritize. On the flip side, though, if this composition does get rolling, they have really good turret take and really good side lane setup.
We are having a quick little pause. There's a monitor issue, so we will update you as soon as we have more info on that. But hopefully it's a quick one and we can get right on into game. But yeah, I mean, we can talk a little bit more about the draft, a little bit more about the series. I think most people coming in were favoring 100 Thieves because of how the last series went. Obviously, if you missed that, they did 3-0 Dignitas. They knocked them down to the lower bracket. But this has been much more competitive, and I have to credit Dignitas with a lot of the adjustments I think that they've made in draft.
Yeah, I think the big thing for me is hearing how Dignitas had a really, really good week of prep, right? But then they didn't come out as hot as they wanted to against NRG. That was a really, really sloppy series. And then by contrast, I think another reason why people still favored 100 Thieves going in was the rematch plus the idea that they went up against a much tougher opponent in Team Liquid. So even though they got rolled, they'd be able to adjust from that and beat Dignitas again.
Yeah, you don't take away too many points for losing to TL at the moment.
Everybody does it. Come on.
That does happen. And yeah, a 3-0 victory versus Dignitas last time around is going to do that to the fan votes, as well as to a lot of the desk votes. But I would say in this game, it's pretty interesting to me because if 100 Thieves are not able to put Jensen behind, Jensen Hwei has a really good angle in this one to have massive damage output and carry some team fights again. Dignitas, it's not a stacking champion for him, but it is a champion that has lots of AoE and does have lots of range. On the flip side, I have always loved the 100 Thieves comps that have been 2 melee solo laners with some extra globals on the team, so they look to open up the map by taking side towers really early. And then you go with a Camille ultimate on someone with a Ziggs bomb. They're locked in place. They cannot get away from the bomb. Or you have the Yone split pushing on the other side, and they just keep up this extra map-wide pressure. The critical point in those types of comps that 100 Thieves have already run in the past is, do they give away the breakpoint like kill in the mid-game, which snowballs into a Dignitas like Baron or some sort of big objective, in which case it becomes much easier for Dig to then play their 5-on-5 front to back. And so it's really fun to always watch those kind of 2 different looks for the game, because a lot does hinge on, can they get the Camille and the Yone into a strong position to actually be able to put that pressure?
Should just be about 30 more seconds on the pause, and then we'll be into game.
Nice. Yeah, I think I'm glad you pointed that out because, again, even with this Ziggs composition and the way that 100 Thieves have played around their solo laners, I feel like we've seen them set up comps like this really well. And then when it falls apart, it's because they do take bad fights, or I think Dignitas has also, in certain situations, done a really good job of recognizing when they can TP behind if Sniper's pushed up in the side lane, right? And collapse on one of their members to kind of destabilize the split push. So it's a really interesting clash of compositions, and also compositions that I think both teams are very happy that they got for themselves.
All right, well, we are on into game. As you can see, the players are looking pretty ready. Someone is looking like they're going to reconnect, I think. So hopefully not any other issues going on. But 100 Thieves, obviously a lot of pressure on them now. Definitely some young players over on that team. It's put up or shut up time. You know, they took them down once, but that's not what people are going to remember if you do lose here today. You know, both these teams really would love to be able to push in towards that next series, which would be Sunday against Cloud9. And to potentially play spoiler to Cloud9. Everyone has been thinking it's going to be the big 3 going to Worlds from the LCS. Cloud9, FlyQuest, TL, all looking really, really strong. TL and FlyQuest already booked their tickets. Cloud9 has not, and both these teams would love to be the ones to play spoiler there.
Yep, Worlds tickets as well as even championship titles. I mean, as far of a reach as it is in North America, we have
pretty far. Might need a ladder.
We have had some epic gauntlet runs in the history of North America. You don't have to go too far back to get to Energy even last summer and their epic run, but as well the most famous, the Cloud9 one that brought so much fame to the gauntlet. So Jensen even a part of that one, and he does pass Wild Turtle for another of these titles where been playing for a long time, gets to collect a lot of these kind of milestones. As Miles goes right in.
Yeah, but not going to have any damage there to really finish him off, so it ends up just being a bit of poke traded back and forth. He will be able to grab a soul from it, but not really a big deal on either side. And we actually are not going to get lane swaps, so whether or not either team did actually try to, and then, you know, just kind of a wrong read on the other side, it's looking like it's going to be standard lanes.
So Dignitas used their sweeper here as well on the delayed invade.
Oh, they want to go for a Raptors invade here, looking like they are going to be starting out on it. Will Spica cross and actually go for enemy Raptors, or are they going to actually defend this? Because Tomo and Quid and Eyla are all around, so they're definitely considering it. But River's going to start on the Wolves, so will be at least one camp going over to Dignitas.
Yeah, and we'll see if they commit to this and just go potentially full split map vertical jungling, or it looks like Dig, Isles and Zven are going to head back to bot lane, but I am curious to see where both Spica and River go after this, as Spica is going to clear out these Raptors.
And personally, I really like Dignitas going for a split map here because then that allows their bottom lane to really take advantage of Kalista plus Senna early abuse. And you can already see it right here. Just have them completely harass Eyla and Tomo. You get so many benefits if you're able to split the map here and ensure that your bottom lane has that big advantage built up. Plus, your Moakai is going to get to level 3 off these Krugs. You can even threaten them at the tower, push this wave in. As long as you let your, Moakai actually, will he be able to finish these Krugs? He doesn't have smite, but Q does a lot.
Does
got it.
But can he get all the little ones to get enough XP? He missed out on a lot of little ones, so actually didn't get level 3. River has crossed at the other side. He did save his smite on Wolves, so he wanted to contest Raptors, but couldn't do it. Spica just killed it too fast, so he had to walk, from Wolves over towards his own Raptors, then back across the map. Now he's clearing the enemy topside jungle, so we are into that split map situation. And thanks to a heads-up play from the 100 Thieves bot lane, denying that level 3 from Spica, stops any potential chance at a dive, really.
Yeah, and this should be able to set up Sniper in a good position. We've talked about why 100 Thieves so favor standard lanes. I think it has so much to do with getting Sniper a setup so you can actually, especially on something like the Camille, but just standardly with the Jax, with the Renekton, we've already seen him play in previous series and today. Setting him up so he's in a really good spot to side lane.
I mean, it's just so much more similar when you're playing standard lanes to solo queue, to how a lot of these players come up, to why they first get scouted, right? He is such a talented mechanical player that is going to be more his comfort zone than something like lane swaps, which really you only get practice on once you're a pro.
Meanwhile, you still get some of the side benefits here for Dignitas in keeping the game more predictable when you split the map, because at least it keeps junglers where you know they are going to be. And so people like Jensen here, the Hwei in mid lane, doesn't have to worry as much in the early stages because you can always hover bottom side. Because you know Spica has already split the map for you, and your bottom lane duo is the one, well, now they're getting hooked in.
Yeah, it's going to be the heals coming out there from Isles, as he did get satcheled back off of that hook by Eyla. Spica is behind them, hasn't been spotted yet. Now they're going to have an idea that he is there, as they likely saw that sapling come out onto their ward. Tomo just trying to thin out this wave, but I do think it could be an angle here as Spica does have level 4, is full health. I think they want him, and we'll see if they're going to be able to hold on in this. Spica now walking up, likely going to be the one pulling aggro, is going to be jumping forward on Tomo. Tomo flashes back, but Isles is caught under the tower. It's first blood to the Nautilus. Can they even get one back? River is here now. Spica could be in trouble potentially, as he is quite low. River's going to go in over the wall there, lands the bandage toss, and is going to be able to push Zven back. Second bandage toss connects as well. That's a cleanse out from Zven, and he's got to run, but River is hungry. He's not making any friends with Dignitas down here. He's going to look for the bandage toss as it comes back up. It's the double kill. The dive goes tragic for Dignitas.
Oh, what a rough start for Dig, especially Kobe brought up how you're destabilizing the map, right? You're keeping River out of these lanes, or he really likes to be able to get his lanes ahead. They think they have the good angle on the bot dive. Isles takes way too much turret damage off of that, as I'm sure we'll see it again soon.
Hook comes in off of that knockup. I don't know if they have enough damage to kill him. They will be able to survive on the Dignitas side. Jensen throws down that shield and just kind of waits out the soul inbound. Had a good read on how much damage would be coming through there from Quid.
Man, River is just so happy now. I mean, Amumu's legs are very short, but we saw him waddling all the way down from Raptor camp as that dive was going off. We'll take a look in the replay. Look at the minimap now. They're even pinging him. So they have a ward on River, so they know his timer for this Amumu to walk all the way down. He's trying his best, and he's going to get here in time. So Dignitas with Isles going down so quickly under tower with Ignite used here from the side of Dig, and River able to just hold his positioning here, not use his Q early. He saved it there on Zven and then was able to go for it then. This is the play we love. Goes for the flash as soon as he has his E ready for the burst damage and waits for his Q to come back up. No dodging here for a Moakai that did not have boots.
We've got a battle at the Grubs going on here. Licorice has been in the pit with those two members for the last 10 seconds. He was basically there the entire time they were taking it, but does look like he'll just have to jump to safety here with Jensen behind him.
Yeah, that's all 3 Grubs here. Picked up 400 Thieves. River is so accelerated on this Amumu as they stare him down. Very close to ticking over for his level 6. This is almost going to be a level advantage, full level advantage for jungle. I mean, off the bottom side kills, as they still are chasing a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like that's just going to be a trade, though. We're good.
Off of those bottom side kills, plus the Grubs, he's level 6.
On a Jensen. Jensen maybe in some trouble now. Does throw down the shield and the fear. Back to safety. A lot of action, a lot of aggressive looks here from both sides.
Jensen able to constantly just throw down the shield in these ganks and not use his flash, not use anything extra. So he's doing a good job here on Hwei, not falling to any of the extra pressure.
Yeah, he still has flash up. I think the big thing for me is whenever River exerts pressure, he immediately just turns to mid. He's like, I need to make sure that this Yone is in a good spot. And I was wondering if they were going to look for something on bot side, but it doesn't look like it.
Yeah, it's a little hard because River still has the level 6 advantage in jungle, and so Moakai with that ultimate, it's just such a big difference in team fights when River got such an early boost off the kills plus the Grubs experience. So him being hovering down around bottom, I doubt Dig will go super aggressive on bottom side, but if they did, the little hover play is there.
Licorice interrupts the hook shot there with the all-out, and Sniper now in trouble, has no flash. I think he's dead. Licorice is looking for it. Can he find the last knockup that he'll need here? Can't quite do it. Nice sidestep there from Sniper.
Licorice almost had that. But yeah, pushes Sniper back, should be able, up.
Ooh.
He stops the back even.
Yeah, even at the flash, so there could have been an angle for him to just like Q3 flash, you know, right in on top of him and try to guarantee it, but didn't want to commit to that.
At the very least, is going to be a swap now towards the 8-minute mark here, sending Tomo up to the top side on that Ziggs, try and wear through. This is during a dragon timer, so you're kind of saying, you know what, we're not going to fight this dragon anyways, Dignitas, it's fine, you have Kalista Senna, you are going to have priority on that half of the map.
Yeah, and they do want to get the Ziggs into a point where he can be in a position to chunk down a bunch of these turrets, get some plates onto himself so that eventually come mid-game they can open up the map. Meanwhile, Isles and Zven are going to push onto Sniper here.
Last time we saw this, it was a Renekton, and he did get a 1v2 kill, but summoners are available on the Dignitas side this time around.
Yeah, definitely the outplay is on the side of Dig there, but I don't know about the top side. 3v1 for Licorice.
We'll see if Ksante can pull that off. Remember, he doesn't have all out, but he is just trying to survive here. The Dawning Shadow does come across. It's going to help to keep him alive as Jensen took a big trade mid lane and was winning that. Now they're looking for a dive onto Sniper. Sniper getting pushed back as Spica's looking to wrap around, and it's the Ziggs ulti slamming down onto Licorice. They get a kill there, and Sniper just backs off on the bot lane, mitigating that loss.
Yeah, Sniper is not going to be able to get XP or minions off of this, but really, really nicely done. Again, River being able to apply pressure. They know where they want to get this Ziggs. He should actually be able to get this entire turret right here.
Really
Ziggs
nice.
power.
And again, back to our discussion during the pause in Champ Select. This is the whole goal, 400 Thieves, open up the map. So you can destroy towers to let Sniper and Quid get into the side lanes, and the double split push with the Ziggs bombs coverage to really take effect. We saw like a mini version there. You know, Amumu walks up. It's going to be a guaranteed ult into ult combination. Similar things can happen with Sniper's ult, with Nautilus's ult, so plenty of security there for the side of 100 Thieves to then operate on. And previous to the tower going down, the entirety of the 1,000 gold lead for 100 Thieves was on River. Now with the extra tower gold, it's getting spread around a little bit, but this Amumu racking up every single one of those last 3 kills is just massive. Plus, again, another grub camp here, another boost of extra experience for him, as well as getting every single one for the double split push power of that Camille Yone.
It's also worth noting that last time Spica was playing Moakai, he was going for the Locket Rush. Now he's actually going for Leandry's Rush, and he's behind.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, again, six grubs plus a Ziggs for me is the big thing, and now it's going to depend on where 100 Thieves want to send that Ziggs next.
And I actually am kind of with you on, like, it's even less good of a Moakai AP angle this time around, because not only is he behind, but he has Jensen on his team, and Jensen's like, yo, I'm the AP carry, bro. I'm the one with all the AoE. So we'll see if he ends up being too squishy, but Leandry's on the team could be nice.
He's just kind of playing greedy here. He could maybe go all out. Yeah, it does knock him out of the hook shot, but pulls him away from Spica. So Sniper may be able to walk this one out. We'll see. He has the flash remaining. May have to actually flash this. Yes, he does. Licorice holds. He waits, but he misses.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, again, Licorice could have gone in had he hit that. But I think this is where we see sometimes 100 Thieves split push end up not working out. They should be able to get a massive amount of damage on this bot side turret off of it. But Dig recognizing when they potentially can collapse onto Sniper in a side lane if he's pushed up that far can be crucial for them to kind of stopping these setups that 100 Thieves really want.
So we've got a Leandry's completed and Spica heading down for a lane gank bottom lane. If the bottom lane remains pushing up here for 100 Thieves, they're going to be out jungle pressure. They just lost their Amumu who went to topside, and Moakai down here. Eyla's there trying to bait a little bit. Zven getting a little aggressive. They're really trying to create something here for the trailing Moakai, but it doesn't seem like 100 Thieves are going to take it.
Yeah, they won't take the bite. Jensen, I gotta say, has been doing pretty well. He is down farm, but he has been holding on through quite a bit of pressure. They've been having Eyla walk through there, River looked for a couple times, so they're trying to enable Quid, but Jensen hanging on, does have his first item completed, is down a fair bit of gold, so 100 Thieves still got that mission accomplished, but it's nowhere like the earlier Yone game where he was so far ahead, so accelerated to the point where he was at 2 items when Jensen had 1.
Personally, I'm always scared of Yone. I start getting scared when he's got his Vamp Scepter. Like, oh,
he's got boots, he's got boots!
Oh, tier 2 boots already. And honestly, 142 farm, highest farm in the game.
A lot of farm.
We'll see if River's able to, meet up with him. The Amumu being so fed, combination with Yone is kind of a dream combo too. So honestly, they've already got their lanes set up that we were looking for. The double split pushers. They have their teleports on both their split pushers. Quid is even first to reach level 11 in the entire game. So him up on the top side feels pretty nice, while the rest of 100 Thieves here just vying for that mid priority first.
Yeah, and I'm curious to see if they end up just setting up for Herald in 4 seconds for posturing around mid-prio.
Oh, River.
Caught!
Out. Oh my god. The jumps right onto Isles. He's just gone. The Ziggs ulti blows him to smithereens. That looked like an easy one.
And that was 30 seconds of our camera looking mid while 100 Thieves are taking vision and securing vision and staying mid. Or like, we have mid-prio, so you go towards mid. You are the squishy Senna. Nice Q from River. Nice follow-up there. Easy for Tomo. Ult into ult. And that is a freebie.
An underrated part of why you don't want to give 100 Thieves standard lanes is also just because River can control the game like this. And off of that Herald take as well, Sniper was able to get that bot side tier 2, again, setting up more of this split push threat from both the Yone and the Camille. They should have a pretty strong reset off of this and be able to set up going into Dig, kind of sniffing around Baron, or not Baron, Dragon as it comes back up.
Well, Licorice likely to take this tier 1 tower. Obviously, during that earlier play, Sniper grabbed the tier 1 for himself. So Dignitas should be able to knock this one down and get a little bit of gold back, but they're looking to potentially punish this from Licorice as Eyla and Quid were moving down. Licorice, though, not going to stay around and get greedy. And Jensen TPing back towards that mid lane. They're trying to get Prio as the Herald comes down.
Yeah, there's no Mumu ult from the earlier pick, so Dignitas trying to get something out of this little timer, this window that they have.
He's far in. That's way too far in to drive. He's going to have to turn out of there. He realizes it. Dignitas were stepping up to jump on him. And now that's going to be a wasted charge here from the Herald. He's just going in circles, but it's going to expire. And that means it's just going to walk in and not even get a charge. So they give up what would have been likely a free tower if he just didn't jump aboard.
Yeah, Sniper split push around bottom side. They don't want to like use his teleport or anything.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just want to burn donuts in the parking lot.
All right, Moakai ult coming out. Let's see what they can get from it. Nice buffer on the hook there from Eyla. Denies pretty much all the pressure, and now River is around, as is Sniper, who's moved up from bot lane, but he has been spotted by those saplings, which are really annoying and can be quite effective at marking the flanks.
And even with the little Herald snafu, because River's ult is back up, Moakai ult was just used, they should be able to get this Drake, evening up the Drake score. Eyla looks like he might be looking for something.
I mean, Sniper was around, so they were thinking about that potential jump on Spica.
Yeah, they're looking, but Dignitas not going to give them anything. This is the Dignitas that has had the game plan. We will pick a team fight, a 5-on-5, and then we will go behind early. Actually,
they're going to be diving as Sniper jumps into that back line. Nautilus ult thrown over on his Zven, but he just flashes out and pulls Isles to safety with that Fate's Call.
Gonna be another Dignitas game where we go behind early, we give up all our outer towers, and then we look for what is known as the play. The comeback.
The play in like capital, like T, capital P.
The comeback play. Will it be in this game where they get their gold back and then they've got their team fight with Jensen on a mate? We're getting a replay of the donuts.
Oh,
For a test drive, you know?
Yeah, joyride every once in a while. He got really close to that wall. That was kind of cutting it close there.
It's another episode
Look at
of
this one too.
Would you like ex-pro player to drive your getaway car?
The answer is always no on that one, unfortunately.
I don't trust any of them.
Sniper jumping forward, so Licorice just going to go all out. Now Sniper might not have a way to safety, but here comes the TP, so he might not even need one. Uses the ulti, but gets solo killed, and Licorice sidesteps the Fate Seal, but can he get taken down by the Soul Unbound? Quid is going forward, chasing him, but can't quite get the damage. Ziggs ulti over the top, easily answered there, and now the flash in from Quid, and that's going to be Licorice falling, but he made him pay for it.
It's always Ksante. It's so hard to kill this Ksante sometimes. Trading 1-for-1. Again, Sniper thinks that he's going to be able to get that, I think. I want to see a replay of that, actually, is who went in first.
Yeah, if we're looking back, if we're looking back at it, I'm thinking the analysis is he regrets ulting back in at the moment because he had spacing on Ksante, and then he went back a little bit early. I think if he did it again, he would wait longer for Quid to get here. So look at the timings, because the teleport will start channeling, but it's this spacing right here where he starts to back off, the teleport is there, and so Licorice is like, all right, I'm leaving. Oh, okay, so it was over the Q3.
Yeah.
So he was going to get hit by that Q3 anyway, and I don't think he had the move speed to dodge that one to the side, so just nicely done from Licorice there then.
Really, I mean, he got a TP out, he got 2 flashes, he got a Ziggs ult, he got, both the Yone and the Sniper ult as well, so really a good bit of pressure. In that earlier Ksante game, in the last game, it felt like he was putting on a lot of pressure on the side lanes, but often was getting kind of pushed back by the rest of the 100 Thieves squad that was coming in, so this time he gets his man.
Yeah, and I think you see kind of the...
Nothing happening. Hook hit the wall. Sniper, though, going to look over the wall here. They're going to go for it. The ultimatum locking down Zven. He's gone already before the ulti could come through from Isles. And now Sniper in the backline forces the flash out of Isles. But everyone from Dignitas is coming in. The spiraling despair onto Tomo is going to seal his fate. Isles, though, gets hooked back in. The hookshot forward does get another kill. And Tomo is still alive on the other side. Dignitas trying to take him down. Will be able to knock down another member. And finally, Jensen knocks down Tomo. Everyone but Quid was dead. They chose that fight, and Quid had no TP.
Yeah, this is another classic case of this is exactly what Dignitas want, because Sniper just he sees the angle, right? We all know when you see the angle, goes immediately onto Zven. But look at how far away not only Quid is, but also Tomo, right? Even with his damage coming through, Sniper does get the return kill onto Isles, but Spica gets in there to lock everyone down, and yeah.
To me, it is a big case of simply the teleport cooldown tracking. It's teleport cooldown tracking. We made a pretty heavy joke about the flash cooldown tracking in all chat. Gotta track those teleports. That was the big difference.
Let's go. We can't do it now.
Okay, they go so deep there, and it's a pretty easy trap as Jensen teleports in, and you know, Quid, as you say, in the side lane who is matching Jensen, no teleport for him. So Dignitas, will that then be known as the play? Was that?
Was that
so far, it is the play.
That was the play.
I mean, well. Sure what's happening now. I'm actually going to look off the replay as Licorice is fighting against Eyla. He's going to get hooked in. We're back. And now Licorice in a lot of trouble. Dawning Shadow comes in over the top. He's going to go all out and try to trade a kill back on River, and he's still alive. He's still standing, and Licorice still wants more, but it's Quid in the back line taking down Zven. He cuts him in half. Jensen, though, standing strong. Twisted advance forward from Spica, but Spica could be in trouble as Quid returning fire. Does get a kill there. It's a double now for Quid, but it's Licorice again in the back line. Licorice is going crazy for Dignitas. Kill after kill after kill for the top laner.
And I also wonder if we're going to get another Senna ping as well. Again, Licorice on this Ksante has done so much for Dignitas, not just in this fight, in this series, but previously. As we see, we're going to see how this fight started with Quid, again, going in, really trying to get onto Zven. And then, yeah, when River goes in, Sniper's not able to follow up. Moakai ult comes through. Dawning Shadow comes through, and Licorice lives.
And key to me, Zven had the early flash there. He flashed away from the Yone ult, so Quid didn't have anything left for the follow-up. It was almost close there as he goes back in, but then Licorice just jumps through. Big shutdown for Licorice. Big
bit of a banger. Yeah, I have Moonstone in base. I think.
Yeah, and that was kind of a bit of a Senna diff there too. Licorice got out with no health, got 2 heals from the Q, and that gave him enough to dive back in on Quid and finish that off. Licorice having a monster game here to try to seal the deal against 100 Thieves.
People are going to keep on looking back at this series and looking back at Dignitas constantly getting this Senna that has been so hyped up on this patch with the Moonstone, with the Echoes. But Licorice, it feels good to be the frontliner that Senna's healing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Feels good to be there.
Licorice feels great.
You can go super ham.
And this is back-to-back series now where Licorice is looking really, really good. There was a massive top gap against NRG. Licorice was playing incredibly well there. And we haven't been seeing him, at that top level that we know he can get to for most of this split. So, back-to-back playoff series really stepping up for the squad when they need it most is huge.
Yeah, and I think Dig have played a lot more patiently in this series than some of the things that we saw from them in the NRG series, right? Like kind of shoring up and waiting for 100 Thieves to really choose these fights, right? Because they know that 100 Thieves are going to be looking for something. They do love going for it, especially with a composition like this. And I also feel like it's where we're seeing some of the experience on this Dignitas team finally really start to shine through on stage.
Yeah, definitely so. And their confidence in continuing to push 100 Thieves to this point in the game. We keep hyping it up as the clash between these two teams style, and 100 Thieves, yet again, they had gotten the early lead, they had gotten all the outer towers, but Dignitas, with their setup, with the Enchanter advantage now in all these team fights, makes it really hard to play dive comp. The extra durability afforded to Dignitas with double frontline and an Enchanter on their team is really nice. Yeah, you are lacking another carry, but their carries have been able to keep their space, specifically Jensen, who even though did drop some CS, as we were talking about, with all the pressure towards mid a lot early, never died, never went down, and now scaling with his fully transformed Seraph shield, plus he's building into some magic penetration now as well.
That being said, 100 Thieves still has a slight gold lead here, and they still have the ability to split push. Licorice, though, on the hunt, does spot River and Sniper, and Jensen's there to back him up. So we'll be confident to push him out of the jungle.
Yeah, and it'll be about whether 100 Thieves, again, are able to set up these carries in side lanes just like that. We saw Camille almost able to take out that entire tier 2 turret on bot side. So it's really going to be about, okay, where are we sending Sniper? Where are we going to send Quid? Do they have enough coverage? And are we paying attention, to your point, Kobe, to TP advantage and when we can bring them into a team fight?
Yeah, I want to see if the game breaks open when Infinity Edge comes in for Quid again, because that would be very scary. There's no way that Dignitas are going to have a match on third item for Jensen at that point. So once he does get that, the all-ins can be so explosive as we've seen from this 100 Thieves lineup. They just need to actually line those ults up.
That's been the sometimes the problem, I guess, especially when you do see one of them going in. And if Dignitas are actually able to kite back, able to use the Kalista ult to reposition, have the Senna heals come through, it hasn't looked great for 100 Thieves in these fights. So again, for me, it's really about how they end up setting up this split push pressure on the map.
Yeah, and then their coordination and their timing when they want to go for the fight, it does have to be pretty quick. Because they've got the Abyssal Mask here on the Amumu. So Amumu is going to super shred people, magic resistance, setting them up for the Ziggs bomb. So they should have, if they get the Dream Amumu initiation, where you get to be the one starting out the fight, you should have a very early lead where you get this big upfront burst damage and you're able to take out a key member of Dignitas. And then you don't have to worry as much about the longer, protracted fights with a Senna, you know, healing and shielding really taking over. But Dignitas, their defenses in defending against those burst plays and defending against those surprise plays from 100 Thieves, I would say are pretty favored in this setup.
Eyla's gonna look. There's the depth charge on his Zven. They're diving in on him, but Sniper's getting peeled off. He can't get to Zven, and he's gonna get burst down. No, he survives on the other side. The sealed fake comes through from Quid, knocking out multiple members. 100 Thieves get 2 kills on the Dignitas bot lane, and they'll head to Baron.
They got it. They're able to layer their CC. They were able to get onto target. They were actually able to have their damage dealers follow up and live long enough so that they could take out both Zven and Isles, and now they're looking at Baron.
Here we go. Tomo trying to block them, throwing out the bomb, satchel charging Licorice back, denying the Ksante. Should be easy finish for them, and then they're looking for a pick. Eyla has a super blast cone.
Licorice gonna go all out. The Baron's getting low. Licorice flashes in on Tomo, trying to finish him off. Can't quite do it. Spica now coming here. You can see the respawn, and the Dawning Shadow comes over, trying to keep Licorice alive, but they can't do it. Jensen's here trying to back him up. The Spiraling Spear only hits Eyla, but now it gets pulled on a Sniper. Is that gonna be enough to finish him off? Jensen has the fear and trying to run. Spica turning on the Sniper. He's surviving with so little health. They finally finish him back, but now Tomo is here. He's TP'd right back into the fight. Jensen is down. Spica is down. 100 Thieves get the Baron, and they get the fight.
And they've got 4 buffs. They can push mid lane, Prile, go grab the dragon at the same time. 100 Thieves retaking control. They want to go to a game 5.
Not only do they have the buffs, this Ziggs, this flanking Ziggs that we saw at the very back of that fight also has 6 grubs and just Ziggs turret pressure. So turrets are just going to evaporate once you put Tomo up against them.
All right. Oh, I thought we were going to see the initiation again because it was so cool. Quid going over the top to get that initial pick that started it out. That Yone ultimate going over everybody is what got them to this point. Then they know they're going to be able to burn and finish it. Spica does arrive, but it's a little bit too late to actually contest Smite. Licorice is trying to lay there, and then they get the chase down. Again, you saw Eyla on the backside with the super blast cone, the Nautilus waiting to be able to continue the chase down on the fight.
And then here comes Tomo TPing back after he got so low, was able to reset, and then just get the double kill off of the backside, sets up for the mid lane push. They're now pushing on the bot side as we see. He's looking like he's been put through it a little bit.
And it seemed like a little bit of split comms from Dignitas because Spica was walking away from the Baron as Licorice and Jensen were going in towards it. If he had been there right at the start to help finish off Tomo, hey, maybe it's a little bit of a different fight. But you can see all the experience on Dignitas' side has gotten them to this point, and the question is, can it get them across the finish line here? More than 3 times the total amount of playoff games played across so many members here who have been around, it feels like, since almost the beginning of LOL Esports.
Yeah, and 100 Thieves, because they have less playoff games for their players, they want more now. So
Fair, okay.
They're like, let's get another one in this series. Let's get a game 5.
Dignitas, because they have more, also want more now.
True, I guess. I honestly, the biggest difference in the last fight is definitely the coordination. It was really beautiful from 100 Thieves this time around, where their initial attempt at trying to get there with the Amumu and the Camille weren't able to get all the way back to finish off Zven, and it almost looked like Dignitas were going to defend against it, but then the Yone just sweeps over the top. Yeah. And then they get that dream set up, the Ziggs bomb.
Engaged. As Quid's going to look for it now on his Zven. The Fate Sealed is dodged. Zven, though, getting low, is going to survive, and now they're trying to turn it around. Licorice looking for Sniper. They burst him down. They do lose the tower, but they do get a kill. And now River, can he actually get chased down here? Doesn't look like they're going to be able to go for anything more. It's just the defense, but it's a good hold here from Dignitas. They give themselves another lease on life.
Yeah, I mean, good hold from Dig. Again, to the point that Kobe was making, I think that's been the most frustrating thing about watching 100 Thieves in this series, is sometimes when they do push up, they're not coordinated. Maybe Sniper dies ahead of the team before they can follow up on an engage that he's making on this Camille, or follow up on Quid going in with the Yone. So it was really nice to see that from them to set this up.
When they were trying to go for Zven, he just got his flashback. So they really wanted to capitalize on that missing summoner. They're saying, this is our small window now. If they caught him with that initial ultimate, they'd probably kill him and maybe the game is over. So, you can respect the aggression there. There's still 6,000 plus gold ahead. Neither team even close to Soul, as you can see another swing and a miss there from Quid. He was going fishing. Eyla was on the side there trying to defend him, but Dignitas staying 5 men strong for most of the time, and it's a flash forward. Tomo maybe caught out, but he gets back. The ulti across 3 members gets him low, and now Ayla's coming in. The hook is gonna land. Sniper's arriving, and Quid is in the back line, and Jensen looking like he's gonna fall. The fear, the shield just enough to stay alive, and Zven on the other side is taking down Sniper. Sniper falls, but Eyla finds another hook, and they're trying to finish him off, but Licorice says no. Licorice is going forward as Quid looks for another, trying to dash back in, can't quite finish him. It's Zen getting a kill. It's Dignitas holding the line. It's them gonna look for more. They're gonna jump in onto Tomo. They get that kill, and the lifesteal keeps him alive. Eyla is running for it. The Dignitas members survive by the skin of their teeth, but that's all they needed.
It's still Dig season. Sven's not giving up. Seeing a 7,000 gold deficit. He goes right in there. That was so close. I
just want to watch Isles throughout this fight, because Spica goes in onto Tomo. Tomo's able to get that damage on the backline. Eyla goes in, but I want everyone to watch how Isles is just healing up the entirety of Dignitas, because there's so many points in time where they get so low in this fight and are able to survive.
I mean, yeah, the Senna ult saved Jensen. You saw the Hwei going around the outside. That was just enough from the Senna to keep Jensen alive and allowed them to turn it. Zven goes back in, he gets a shutdown, then he goes right through the bombs here.
I mean, those shields can be so disruptive and so deceiving. You think you have more than enough damage, then all of a sudden the Senna ult comes to the top, he gets a heal, the Hwei drops his own shield, which is that AoE shielding, then he actually has the pop on the Seraphs, which shield him even more, and they still barely didn't have enough to be able to actually finish him off. But I have to say, Dignitas is doing a great job peeling on a Sniper. Every time he gets in the backline, everyone turns on him and bursts him down.
And even though 100 Thieves still have a gold lead, Guardian Angel now for Zven. You thought it was hard to kill these carries before. Now he also has a Guardian Angel against this dive comp. So you kind of have to go for Jensen. Zven will get back up regardless, and Jensen plus Zven, both of them don't have flash, but Zven also has the cleanse. So a little bit rough there for 100 Thieves as they're poking around this mid lane push, but Dig are going to get the push after all.
Yeah, going to be able to shove them back. Both teams only sitting on 2 dragons, so Soul not really a concern. 100 Thieves has control of mid lane, but it's Dignitas on the Baron already. It's not that fast, but look at Licorice on the side here. They're trying to draw them in here with the Kalista threat, and Licorice maybe looks for that turn, but this is getting a bit dicey as they are getting grouped up, and Sniper has a pretty good angle here. Nice buffer there from Licorice. He's going to be trying to knock down Eyla, but Quid's coming in over the top, and the fate for Dignitas is sealed. 2 kills already for 100 Thieves. River on the back line gets the ulti across everyone, and you have to think that's going to do it unless Licorice can pull pull off some heroics, but no, he cannot. Dignitas bit off way more than they could chew.
Yeah, they're down a whole bunch of flashes, and they trap themselves inside the Baron pit. Flash from River, flash from Sniper, flash from Quid, flash from everyone. They chase down Dig, and now they're going to end. Or they're at least going to break the game open.
Yeah, you have to think they might have time to actually end here. We'll see. Ziggs just killed these towers so fast. They got 6 scrubs as well.
Yeah.
I think that is that, and you can hear it in the distance. Silver scrapes are getting queued up. 100 Thieves pushing in. We'll see if Licorice can pull off a miracle, but they're just focusing down the towers. 100 Thieves doesn't care about the Ksante. They want the win, and they're going to get it. We're going to game number 5.
Yeah, like congratulations to 100 Thieves. We talked about how this split push comp can work. We talked about how they want to play around their solo lanes. Kobe, you and I were so frustrated at seeing them miss time a lot of these fights, or maybe not keep track of certain flash and TP timers. They finally are able to, I thought they did a really good job of marking Licorice specifically in that fight as well, so he couldn't come in. That led to the game ender. We're going to game 5.
They may not have tracked that last teleport, but they tracked all those flashes, and they're like, we've got the flash advantage. They surround them at the Baron, and now we get Silver Scrape.
Absolutely. 100 Thieves make it happen. They tie us up. We're heading to game number 5. Cue it up. Silver Scrapes.